I don't believe in federal character. I believe in competence. Whoever is going to do it and make it better, I don't give you a hoot. I don't give you a hoot. Number two, I also don't believe in zoning because it's the disadvantage
outweighs the advantages.
Outweighs the advantages in terms of quality of leadership. Okay? Now, if you're looking at the south and the north, if you're also looking at the south and the north, let me tell you this. The south is the one shortchanging itself right from time immemorial, and I will explain this. There's no doubt about political sagacity of the South. No doubt about it. About political sophistication. Political sophistication of the South. Very sophisticated. Learned. Outlooking. But when it comes to being sagacious, you give it to the North. Sagacious in terms of understanding the rudiments and the maneuvering of politics. Let me quickly give you an analogy. A professor of mechanical engineering who cannot remove the plug of his car, talk less of other people's cars, and a layman, a kurutu, that's somebody who has not even gone to school at all, but you see him at the mechanic village there, even turning upside down the engine of the car, and then the car will still move. Who will you give your car?
Yeah, the letter.
That is to say, you can be educated and still be relegated. You can what? Be educated and still be relegated, and that is what is happening to the South. Let me give you a little chronicle. 1957, when everybody were trying to develop politically, what happened to us in the South? During the Awolowo period too, what happened to Awolowo? You left the West to federal, and you were coming back. You now say that person there should leave that place for you again. No. When tomorrow comes, it will never align with you. You have lost that. And that person will now go and align with your enemy. You don't understand. That is when you give somebody a rap, you leave it with the rope. And that is what they normally do. When they put you in a position, they will leave you there. And they'll be watching. You will be loyal to that person. And that is why at all times, you see them coming together. That is one. Two, when Baba Obasanjo was there, we're talking about their population and all that. That is the Igbo people. What did he do? Did he make an attempt to correct it? Did he conduct a population census? How about the problem that we are having in Lagos State? Lagos State have been created since when? The same day we had Kano State and Sokoto State there. But how many states have we been able to create out of Sokoto State, out of the then Kano State? Coupled with local governments, and Lagos State is still the same. I don't know whether you understand. Lagos State is still the same. So why will they not be ahead of us when we are always looking for position, and then we go and tell them, okay, don't worry, we will continue to serve you. Then you continue to serve them. Back again to zoning. If truly we now want to go to zoning, Baba Obasanjo was president. After Baba Obasanjo is from Southwest. After Baba Obasanjo was Yaradua from North. After that one, Ebele Jonathan from South. After that now, Baba Buhari now, Do you understand? Also from north. Then where do you want to put the southeast? Why is Southwest saying he must be the president? Why not? Okay, if we are saying, okay, yes, justice, equity, fair play, then let us go to southeast. Then let us go to southeast. Don't we have Peter Obi in southeast?
Are you in Parasairim?
Don't we have I don't want to mention it.
Now I know where you're heading to.
Don't push his name into it.
Now you talked about the instance you gave, the 1959 parliamentary elections and all of that, which led to the AG crisis, Operation Weti and all. Isn't that more of godfatherism than the disunity within the system? At the time, even when Awolowo failed at the elections, he became the opposition leader in the House of Representatives, but he still wanted his deputy to, he still wanted to
quit that office, that premiership.
He wanted to call the shots. So isn't that more of godfatherism that we see now more prevalent in our politics?
That time it is not it is selfishness. I'm sorry to say.
Well, it's part of.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. Papa Awolowo did well when he was the premier of the Western region. He came in with free education, cocoa house, socialist ideologies. I'm not a socialist, but he came up with socialist ideologies and all that, and people were able to go to school. But it was just being sophisticated, and that was what worked against him. We need to say the truth now, because for us to have a better future, honestly, for us to have a better future without any iota of subjectivity, we need to understand deeply the past, mix it up with the present, so that it can be able to build a strong foundation for our future. Because if you are saying you don't want to talk about this, then we won't get to anywhere. We have to say the truth. We have to bear our mind.
So bringing this home now, you think the Southerners need to, in quote, unite in how they approach the 2023 general elections, especially
apart from unity, they need to define what they want. They should stop bargaining with things that are myopic. They should stop bargaining with things that are mundane.
Like,
for instance, I want to lead as against real development in terms of understanding the real how do I put it now, demographic characteristics of Nigeria, in terms of local government by local government. I mean, the number of local governments, number of states. We need to put up the argument. When was Lagos State created? What was the landmass then? What was the population of Lagos State? Kaduna State? Sokoto State? Since since those years, how many states have been created from those two in the north? How many states have been created in Lagos State?
Well,
instead of Baba Obasanjo that time,
it was an independent colony at the time.
We are talking of pre-independence. We are talking of pre-independence. Before we were having Western region.
Before the protectorate.
Western region. Middle Belt. Southern region. Yeah, Northern region. When this guy came, Uncle Gowon, Ibausa, he came out with 12 states. Lagos State was part of them. Kaduna State. Kaduna State. Kano State.
Kaduna was the capital of the North.
Sokoto State. Okay? How many states since then have been created from those states? How many have been created in Lagos?
Are you now advocating for more state creation?
Even if I'm not advocating for that, it should be an issue to be addressed, especially in terms of local government.
In
terms of local government. The other time, Brother Tinubu created some
LCDs.
LCDs.
in
Local
Lagos.
council
And Baba
development.
Obasanjo, who is a Yoruba man, who is supposed to support him and then make sure that this thing is being effected in the constitution, went against him. Why? Can you see the way we fight ourselves? Can you see the way we are debarring ourselves from moving forward? The other time, when he was also there was this kind of a population, whatever.
Census.
And he said, okay, I want to also do my own because I don't believe in the federal. So they went against him. Do you understand? Can you see the way we have been shooting ourselves since?
Right now,
What are you talking about?
Back to this conversation we're having now, talking about how the ticket should be open to anyone that feels he or she is capable enough to contest. Now we look at the part of one party feeling cheated and the other party feeling,
Which
yes,
party?
we own,
PDP or SD?
no, one part, no, I mean,
One part of the country.
one part of the country feeling cheated and the other part feeling like you always use the word, we own Nigeria. We saw that a lot of times the people who had ruled, we have seen that they come from a particular geopolitical zone.
Because they understand the
Well,
tricks.
the thing is, it's understanding the truth. People can also take time to learn and understand certain things. They have to be given opportunities
let me
to
tell
do
you
that.
something. Let me tell you something.
It doesn't
This
come,
is
it's
an
not rocket
organization.
science.
This is an organization. All right? This is an organization. That's what we call your, how do they put this itself? Rules of engagement.
Okay.
Okay? Staff
Code of
Guidelines
conduct,
and
guidelines.
staff code of
Code of
conduct, guideline and all that. Try and go against the code of conduct, whether you be promoted. If you want promotion, you know what you are supposed to do. One, be diligent in your work. Abi? Diligent, very important. You have to improve yourself. Because if you don't improve yourself, the juniors that come behind you will overtake you. So, how have we been developing ourselves in the South? When it comes to political diligence, to what extent have we been able to come together as one? Listen, I'm not too sure whether we were discussing Odua Nation here sometimes ago.
No.
I was discussing Odua Nation with even their secretary, my friend, Prof. Then I said, listen, Odua Nation. If we have Odua Nation, the problem that we will face will be times 500.
What
The one we
Nigeria
are facing in
faces.
Nigeria. Let us just hide. Other than and be managing ourselves. Yoruba will say, ti ko fanle if I share. See what happened. See what is happening now in Ife, University of Ife, Obafemi Awolowo University, because of VC-ship alone.
Indigene
And all that. But see, you say we are Yoruba.
Yeah.
Is it not a Yoruba person? Should somebody from Akure be different from somebody from Ife? Or somebody from Ipetu Modu? Or somebody from this other Modakeke? So why are you saying this person must either come from Ile-Ife or Ipetu Modu or Modakeke? Why? Just where federal character is not supposed to be in place. Citadel of education. So you can see the way we do ourselves here. In Yoruba land, I was telling someone, I say, we the Yorubas, we are the most accommodating. That doesn't mean we are the best, but when it comes to accommodating people, it is here you will see an Igbo man being the president of NURTW, being the president of Clearing Agent Association, being the president of Kinikan Yaloja or Babaloja. You will never see that one in the East. Never in the East. So come back to what we call open tickets or zoning now. If we don't allow open tickets, we'll be missing it. Because Nigeria needs a unifying figure now than never. But then, what we now need to do as a people is to now come together and put forward to anybody that either PDP or APC is throwing up. Look, these are our needs. These are our aspirations. These are what we are requesting for you to do. Will you do it? Let us have what we call a social contract.
Well, I understand the place of social contract theory, but that doesn't hold water within our political spheres in terms of our realities. Now, remember...
What do you mean by terms of our realities?
Now,
and I will tell you how real it can be.
It's difficult to tell when you look at precedents, really. The NSAS protest movement...
Precedent that was not planned from the onset. We are not talking about reaction. We are talking about proactiveness. Okay? If it's just like you are now, if you want to become the president, and I tell you, sir, I will request as a people 1, 2, 3.
And I agree to it.
And these are the action plans that we are 1, 2, 3. And these are the timelines 1, 2, 3. And these are the consequences of reneging 1, 2, 3. We put it across to you. That will be our basis of discussion. But then what I'm saying is, you might not agree to it totally. We can make amends. But there will be action plans, there will be timelines, and there will be consequences. So that at the time that you are reneging and we are reacting based on the consequences that we both appended to, people will not say we are trans, and you will not come to the town hall meeting and be calling us thugs. No, you won't say that, because if you call us thugs, if we break your head, you cannot take us to court.
In that instance, you know quite well that that would be a break of law and order. Now, I understand what you're talking about, but we've also seen over time wherein there's some sort of gentleman's agreement, and when, you know, the individual gets into office, it reneges.
Thank God you mentioned gentleman's agreement. This one has to be written.
With written, let's even just give, for example, the ASU federal government in policy that we have right now. Do you know how many times federal government has signed memorandum of understanding?
I will now tell you the problem there. I will tell you the problem there. In those memorandum of understanding, are there action plans? Let's assume that.
But there are agreements.
Wait now.
You pay us this, you meet with this.
My brother, were there action plans? Were there timelines? Even if those two were there, were there consequences of reneging? Were there consequences? And to what extent? I've been telling ASU, look at Labour. I've been telling Labour now for close to how many years? Almost more than 7 years. That Labour should stop asking for minimum wage. It's outdated.
Living wage?
Not even living wage. You have to put sustainable. A wage that is sustainable at any point in time. So that when there is any distortion anywhere, it has to be adjusted as regards the percentage of that distortion. So when those things are there, it will be difficult for government to be causing unnecessary distortions, because they know that the consequences will not be too palatable for them. And the moment they don't adjust it, they will know the consequences. And when those consequences have been spelled out before then, and then they are now being executed, nobody will say ASU is stupid. Nobody will say ASU is not having human feelings. Nobody will say ASU is too rigid. But when those things are not there, okay, people will think otherwise.
That's a good place to say thank you so much, Dr. Tayo. You've talked extensively on this conversation. We appreciate your time in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Being here always.
We hope for a better Nigeria anyway.
Yes,
All right,
Nigeria will be great again.
Yeah, we hope so. Amen. That was Dr. Dayo Kayode, political technocrat, and I'd like to add the fact that he's an aviation expert, even though he hardly mentions it too. All right, we'll take a short break now. When we come back, we have the money segment, money-making segment. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.